Okay, what's up guys, Om here from Everything and welcome to this new video. And Apple just finished off with the longest event in a while, which is WWDC 2021. And I can't wait to talk about what just went down at WWDC. So without any further ado, let's get into the main video. Alright, so welcome to the video. I want to start this video off with all the predictions that I got correct. First things first, I predicted that we'll get pro apps in the form of smaller apps, like we'll get updates to pre-existing apps to embed features from the pro apps. We didn't get all the pro apps, but we did get Xcode-like functionality in Swift Playgrounds. So that's one thing that I got correct. And a couple of weeks ago, I also wrote an article for iTech about a reality check for the M1 iPad Pro, and literally everything in that article has been spot on correct. You must read that article right after this video. I also requested for Siri shortcuts on the Mac and moving your mouse and keyboard between the iPad and Mac with their own operating systems, and we have got exactly both of those things. So yeah, I'm waiting to see my own Apple track page in a couple of minutes. So yeah. Alright, so let's just get started with everything that we got with iOS 15. We got a lot of FaceTime improvements, introducing portrait video while doing FaceTime calls. Unfortunately, not during normal calls or normal video recordings. But the thing is, we got FaceTime for Windows and Android as well. You can now attend FaceTime calls right from your web browser, which is incredible. We have an overall enhanced UI for group FaceTime calls, which makes it more like a video calling software such as Zoom or Google Meet. To be honest, much better in some ways. We also got SharePlay, which is a feature which lets you play music or TV shows along with your friends, which is pretty cool. And we also got share screen functionality. This is going to be really useful. And something, if you have noticed for the past few minutes, is that Apple has been listening to their audience quite a lot. And Apple has completely changed the way they do the things. Alright, so the iMessage announcements weren't as big as we thought they would from Apple's promo or marketing images, but we did get a couple of cool things. We did get a better UI for photo management in iMessage, pinned messages, and also moving iMessage photos to your library seamlessly. We also got a brand new UI for notifications, which in my opinion looks stunning. It also summarizes all the unimportant messages or unimportant notifications, and this does not include messages. So yeah, it's pretty cool overall. There are new do not disturb statuses for iMessage, which would let others know that you're busy. So yeah, that's actually pretty cool. So others won't disturb you while you're at a class or something. Apple also introduced Focus, which I think is pretty cool. You can set up who can message you in different focus settings. And there can be different iOS layouts for different focus settings as well, which is actually pretty cool. And it also syncs across all your devices, which is also quite useful. Then there's live text. You can get text right from the images you take, and this just marks the end for other tools which ask you money for doing this. So yeah, that's pretty cool. You can also get details from pre-existing images and down to the details such as what breed the dog is, which is pretty cool. We got a couple of new icons for some apps, and for the weather app, we got a completely new UI, which I quite like. There were a couple of AirPods enhancements, but I'm not going to talk about all of them, but one important one. They have introduced Find My functionality, which is very useful. It will now work even when your AirPods aren't in use, and almost turn into AirTags, to be honest, apart from the U1 gem functionality. But you do get a similar UI to precision finding, but it doesn't require the U1 chip. Coming to iPadOS 15, we can now place widgets anywhere on the home screen, and we also now have an app library and a shortcut to the app library in the dock, similar to Launchpad on the Mac, which is also very useful. Also, the demo from Craig was awesome, pulling the iPad from the air and putting it back up. We also got a couple of improvements on the multitasking side. We got new keyboard shortcuts, up to 3 windows with a large view at the same time, and something cool is a quick note feature which lets you take notes and a smaller window while doing something else, which I think is quite useful in my opinion. Then coming to one of the bigger things, in Swift Playgrounds, we can now make our own apps too. And this is something which I predicted earlier, that we'll get Pro App-like functionality in pre-existing apps, like non-Pro apps. So yeah, we did get that, and I want my Apple track page like I said earlier. And now coming to the privacy part of the event, I won't cover too much in depth, but they have actually just killed VPN companies, integrating all the features natively into all of their apps, which is quite useful. And Siri also now works without the need of internet, for some actions at least. Then coming to iCloud, they have introduced a couple of very useful features. In case you die, then one of your family members or many of your family members will be able to access your data, and it's quite a useful feature in my opinion. And existing paid users for iCloud get access to iCloud Plus, which is a very useful thing. It allows basically a VPN into all of your pre-existing apps, which I went over quickly previously in the privacy section, but this was mainly for the iCloud Plus section. You have to pay for that. Coming to watchOS, there was a lot of stuff, but one of the only things that I liked was that you can now set portrait images as your watch faces, and the time will be shown behind your face, and the face will increase in size once you rotate the digital crown, which is a pretty cool feature. Then coming to the best part of the event, macOS Monterey. So like I said earlier, we now can move our mouse and keyboard across two Macs and their iPad, which is pretty awesome, and I'm really going to love this feature. We can now stream music from our iPhone or iPad to our Mac, basically AirPlay on the Mac, which basically turns our Mac into HomePods, which is pretty awesome since the Macs have incredible speakers. We also got low power mode for the Mac, which is pretty awesome. This was kinda hidden, it was just mentioned in the brief summary page, whatever they show, I'll show it on your screen and you'll get the idea. Then in Safari, this applies to all iOS, macOS and iPadOS. We got a new UI and a tab overall, and tab groups, which I absolutely need. And now you can sync tabs across all of your devices, which is awesome. Now Apple has also brought extensions over to the iPhone and iPad, which is pretty cool. And this kind of breaks my plan for releasing Safari extensions made via Siri shortcuts. But talking about Siri shortcuts, we now have Siri shortcuts on the Mac, which is going to be really, really useful. Now, nearing the end of WWDC and this video, we also had developer technologies such as object capture. It lets you turn 2D images into 3D objects, which is quite useful. Definitely going to use this. And I am going to be installing all of these operating systems on all of my Apple devices. Wish me luck, and in case you don't see any videos after 2 weeks, then you know that I've installed all these beta softwares and my storage has been completely destroyed. But I think it's worth giving a try to all of these operating systems because I am starting to love the new UI. And I'm also sure there are a lot of things in the operating systems that we will have to discover ourselves. So yeah, let's start the journey together. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you very soon in an absolutely incredible video coming very soon, which I'm sure you're going to love. And that's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Until then, peace.